This one is going to be very off the cuff. So, if I misspeak, I misspeak. There's that lady that has been going around TikTok. A bunch of my mutuals have been making posts about it. Who was talking about how, she regretted voting for him for the third time. And the amount of hate that she is getting from the left is just as much, if not more, than the amount of hate she is getting from the right. Would you like to know fucking why? What did he just do? Our men and women in uniforms are going to come home in body bags. His board of peace is planning on building 50 plus stadiums in the rubble of Gaza? Innocent Iranians died. Innocent Palestinians are dying every fucking day. Every day. I will forgive somebody who voted for him in 2016 and realized their mistake and didn't vote again for him. If you're a three-peater, if you're a two-timer or a three-peater, fuck yourself. You will get no forgiveness from me. You can fuck all the way off. All the way off. When you think you fucked off enough, keep fucking going. You're not done yet. This man raped children. He is named more times in those files than everyone else combined. I will never say another word to my mother, my sister, anyone that I know that voted for this man more than once unless I absolutely have to. I work with Trump supporters. I have no choice. If I want to be able to keep my house and pay my bills, I have no choice. I do not give a fuck how sorry you are. You're not sorry enough yet. I don't give a flying fuck if it takes you years to fully deconstruct. I'm happy that you are doing the work. I'm happy that you have finally seen the fucking error of your ways. It's too fucking late. We will be sending boots to the ground. We had, Air Force bases that were struck in retaliatory strikes against what we did in Iran this morning, early.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Now, white people are coming to a big realization. And I know this is not something new, but understand that people are now taking this personal because this has affected people's families, this has affected people's jobs. Some people have been rendered jobless. Some people have lost, at some point you realize that in America, everyone have lost something. But this is the thing. There is this white man that is complaining about and keep on reminding those who voted for Mr. Donald Trump. And he's saying that he will never forget those people that voted for Mr. Donald Trump. Probably he might have voted for him, or maybe not, we don't know. Or maybe it's just a person who is, regretting the decision that he made. But what I like to say is that the truth is out there. What Mr. Donald Trump has done has really affected majority of Americans, whether black or white. But the biggest problem, and something that people keep calling out, is that the choice that sometimes we make has devastating effect. And we are all seeing this white man trying to complain how his life has never been the same since Trump got into office. And you realize that there was a dramatic shift the moment Trump joined the office. There was a huge economic collapse. There was huge problems in the United States. And these all kept on going on. But now this is what happened. Things never got back to where it was ever since Trump joined its seat. And even currently, people are so mad at Trump because he keeps on making the lives of Americans so hard, spending the money that belongs to Americans, spending it in ways that doesn't help Americans. So this has left this white man trying to talk about this, trying to contemplate about this. And the reason as why he says that he can never forgive this group of people is because this has really, really changed his life, but not in a good way, in a negative way. And honestly, we have people that are facing disillusionment. They are facing disillusionment because Donald Trump decided to wipe away the normal lives of Americans, the lives that people used to live peacefully. People didn't need to worry about housing. People didn't need to worry about food. But right now, something which was basic feels like it's a luxury because Trump somehow decided to make it hard for American citizens. So brothers and sisters, I'm gonna let you watch the video. And as you know, I'll be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts. And if you're watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to what I can offer you. But until then, just watch the video. I'll be back.
Here this fucking morning while everybody was asleep in the U.S. without congressional approval. But of course, you guys don't give a flying fuck about that anyways. You don't care about the law. If you voted for that man more than once after 2016, if you only voted for him for 2016, I'm willing to forgive you if you have realized the error of your ways. If you voted for him more than once, I will never forgive you. I will never, ever, ever forgive you. Ever. People are dying every day because of what you chose to vote for, because of what you chose to protect. I fucking hate you.
Well, the war in Iran just expanded to Lebanon. Yeah, this old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee is as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I hope it's better. Israel had been engaged with some skirmishes with Hezbollah and had been bombing Lebanon. But now they're going to step that campaign up, and they are now actively warning residents in over 50 towns and villages to evacuate because the bombing campaign has just expanded there. No one thought this through, folks. No one thought this through. This is just going to escalate. Our coalition's not going to hold together through this. It's just not. Right now you have Syria and Turkey that are kind of half-assed. Jordan is like, But the Saudis are screaming, yeah, go ahead, because, the Saudis are in a power struggle in the region, a Muslim power struggle in the region with Iran, so they're using us. But to trust Netanyahu was one of the stupidest things. And I've seen Trump do some galactically stupid shit since he got elected. But to trust Netanyahu on this? Jesus Christ, nobody thought this through. They're just morons. Morons. A sustained bombing campaign in Lebanon is going to end our coalition. It just is. It just is. What little coalition we have, I mean, they half-ass slapped this together. This is not, this is a disaster. It is a freaking disaster. And yeah, now we're at war with Lebanon.
The bloodlust of white men will never be satisfied, even at the cost of other white men. See, you see, white MAGA specifically gets so excited over here in the U.S. when immigrant families get kidnapped, killed, put in concentration camps. You see it every time a black man, woman, or child gets murdered by the cops You saw it with Alex Peretti and Renee Good. And now we're over in Iran, killing children in schools. And you see all of these white men cheering, right? And of course we have troops, American troops that have been killed. For what? For no fucking reason. We don't need to be over there. But again, these white MAGA men get so excited about murdering people that are not white, be it in the United States or in different countries across the world. And it's illogical, right? Because they're saying, we will go destabilize countries, murder other people in those countries that aren't white in order to protect our freedom. No, again, we don't need to be over there. We don't need ICE. We need to abolish the cops. It's never ending. White men are never going to beat the allegations as a collective. That all we like to see as a collective of white men is death and destruction. It's primal. It's in our DNA. It's directly tied to our ancestors. It's directly tied to the violence that white people have carried out since the beginning of this country and basically since the beginning of time. White men are programmed to watch suffering and get physically excited, mentally stimulated, emotionally excited about watching the murder of other people. The bloodlust will never be satisfied for white men. They'll watch other white men in the military get fucking murdered. And they'll be like, hell yeah, that's the most honorable thing you can do is die for your country. No, the fuck it's not. The most honorable thing is that you see other people as human beings, recognize their humanity, be empathetic, show love and care in your communities, and not be fucking violent. But that is antithetical to the programming of the white collective. Every single white person right now is either a white supremacist or pro-violence, unless you are actively and loudly against that. And for the majority of the white collective, it lands on so many of you just being a white supremacist and pro-violence, especially white men.
Imagine being so broke, you got to crowdfund regret. Y'all remember when this woman put that big old Trump tattoo on her forehead? Y'all remember that, right? Now Miss Girl is online begging for money. Begging for money. Socialism. So she can get it removed. I thought this was the perfect case study in Trump supporters and what they look like in real time. No money and no backup plan, just lifelong devotion. She loves capitalism, but now she wants to use GoFundMe to help clean up the bad choices that she made on her own. That ain't rugged individualism. That is socialism with a ring light. Honestly, I think Erica Kirk need to step in. I really do. I think she should step in and offer to get this Trump tattoo removed from this woman's forehead, but then in exchange offer her a Vance tattoo, but she got to get it on her lower back. Yup, so she got to choose. Either keep that big ass Trump tattoo on her forehead or to keep Vance on her lower back as a reminder. Both of them are a bad decision. Either way, she earned it. So no, nobody should be giving her any money to clean up her own mess. Choices were made, girl. So now you need to choose wisely.
Joy Reid. You know, I like this Joy Reid. I am a big proponent of everything happens for a reason. Almost everything happens for a reason. It might not be the reason we want, okay? But everything happens for a reason. And Joy Reid being let go by MSNBC for pretty much no reason at all definitely happened for a reason, because she is unleashed, unchained, and unbound, and I am here for it. On her podcast, she kind of went on a rant, and you guys have probably heard it because people have been soundbiting it, and it's been going around. If you are following me on the YT, I will have the whole clip at the end of this video. So if you guys want to see it and see what she said, It's about a 7-minute clip. I'll put it at the end of this video. But I not only want to speak about what she said, but I also want to add something that I don't think she mentioned at the end. And I think it is probably one of the biggest things that she was talking about. But let me get into it. So she went kind of on a rant and was like, dude, y'all got everything you want. What are you so angry about? Like, y'all are still some of the angriest people on the right that I have ever seen. Y'all still angry. Y'all still coming after people, still blaming people for your problems. Like, you have every single thing that you want. And she started listing off some things. And I do want to list off a couple of things that I have taken note of, some things that I've done videos of. They got Bone Spurs in office, all of Bone Spurs people, all of their podcast sensations and things like that, and the FBI, not a lick of police work between them, but they're in there, and then they want to criticize the FBI for not doing any police work when it came to Kirk, but I'm like, they've never done any police work. He is completely unqualified for the job, but that's what you guys wanted, right? Like, you guys wanted people who just aligned with your ideology. You didn't care if they were actually qualified for the job, and the people who were qualified for the job happened to not fit into your mold, and so they were DEI hires, and so you got rid of them. You got rid of the gay guy in the FAA, the black people and the women in the Defense Department and in the DOJ. If they did not adhere to your political ideology, in your mind, they were not qualified for that position. So you got what you wanted there. You put one of the most dangerous people ahead of the CDC. And in all of these really crucial departments, not only did they fire with Doge all of the people who were actually qualified for those positions and knew how those agencies worked, but they replaced them with yes people who would just do Bone Spurs' and his administration's bidding. And this is what we have. We have planes falling out of the sky, landing upside down, having engine failures, clipping each other in the middle of the air. We have people in Florida with children who do not have to be vaccinated at all, and they are free to mingle with other children and get each other sick as much as possible. We literally just had an unaliving of a child from measles in California. The child was unvaxxed. Now you guys are erasing history, shutting down museums and taking history that you don't like and taking it out of the museums, frightening people for telling the truth because it's not revisionist enough for you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you look like the bad guy on ideology that you still believe. And so you want to make everybody think that that ideology is a good thing. So you want to erase history so that people do not understand where you're actually coming from and where you want to go. You've gotten what you want when it comes to removing the quote unquote illegal immigrants from this country, when in actuality, they're just removing anybody with melanated skin that looks foreign to them. And it's okay because the Supreme Court said that they can profile people based on the color of their skin when it comes to immigration. Not understanding that most of our immigrants are white. You have gotten what you wanted when it comes to the economy. You voted for tariffs. You got tariffs. And these tariffs are not only crippling our small businesses, but they are decimating our farmers. And our farmers are no longer getting the subsidies that I so eloquently laid out in one of my last videos. Go check that out, about all the subsidies that Biden had provided during his tenure in office and that Bone Spurs immediately took away. But they got everything they wanted. They owned the libs, which is what they wanted to do. You know, liberal tears and all of that. 7.5% of black people are unemployed. That's what they wanted. It doesn't matter that the overall unemployment has also gone up. But I'll get back to that later. All of these things they said they wanted. All of these things is what they voted for. And when people are down in my comments, that's what they say. Yeah, Bone Spurs is standing on business. And I like everything that he's doing because he, X, Y, and Z, nothing that actually puts money in their own pocket. It's just stuff that hurts other people. But I digress. But then Joy Reid in her rant got to the meat of it. She said that the reason why these MAGA, these people on the right who have gotten literally everything that they wanted, are so angry still is because we still don't want them in our spaces. We are not going to capitulate to them and tell them that they did a good job or that they were right about everything. We're still fighting. We're still lifting up our voices. And new voices, like mine, which didn't start until January 20th, are starting to come out. And MAGA doesn't really like that. MAGA thought that if they won and they hurt us bad enough, that we were going to somehow give in and tell them that they were right about everything. That's not how that works. We still don't want you in our spaces. As you cry about not being invited to cookouts or having your family cut you off, there's a reason for that. You're toxic, and we don't want you in our spaces. We also don't want your fake and unheard prayers. I got a lot of that since the Kirk situation, with a lot of people on the right who agree with him, who literally said, I feel like I lost a friend. A lot of people who would listen to his rhetoric and listen to what he said and agree with the things that he would say about women, about the black community, about the trans community, and every other marginalized community. And then get down into my comments and say that they were going to pray for me, as if any God in that book you claim to serve would ever hear your prayer. Your prayer at this point is a curse, and you can keep it to yourself. But I digress. MAGA men, and I mean black MAGA men and white MAGA men, and any MAGA men in between. Liberal women do not want you. ever. That's another reason why y'all angry. Because for some reason you don't want your own MAGA women. Like you want liberal women. Maybe it's because it's a challenge. What is that? Ew. Go away. Nobody wants you. And honestly, that is why the black pill is a thing. And if you don't know about the black pill, people have been going down the Nick Fuentes rabbit hole and learning about the black pill. I did not do a video on that, and I might not, because it is absolutely diabolical. But another reason why they're mad, especially the farmers, Bone Spurs had mentioned something about the immigrants taking black jobs. People always wanted to act like they didn't know what a black job meant. Black people knew that the black jobs was the jobs in the field, the jobs in the hospitality, custodian positions, and things like that. Those were the black jobs that Bone Spurs was talking about. Farmers, like 78% of the farmers in Arkansas, thought if they voted for Bone Spurs and he got rid of all of their immigrants, and then they took DEI and affirmative action programs away and fired all of the black people, that black people would just assimilate back into the fields. See, the thing is, you obviously don't know black people very well. I did a video about how white people still think that we are in those concrete rises. They still think that 3% of our population is in poverty. And the ones that they do see in the nice white neighborhoods, we're just one of the good ones that made it. 48% of the black community are middle class, and it's growing, as well as our numbers. So we don't have to get back in our fields. If black people don't have a job and they get fired from their positions like I did at the beginning of this year, losing all of my clients with freelance, then they're just going to find another way. We are extremely creative. We are extremely innovative. We are extremely resilient and determined. And we have decided that not only are we not getting into the streets, we're not getting into the fields. So they're mad about that. But I think there is something else that they are really super mad about that is a little bit more below the surface. They got everything that they wanted. They got the people in the positions. They got the person at the top of the ticket. They got everything they wanted. And they thought, because they were told that they were going to start feeling more relief, that they were going to get rich, have money, be on top. They thought that if they voted for a guy like Bone Spurs and they followed the ideology of a person like Kirk, they would be on top again. They thought that they were going to be invited to the party. And a lot of them right now are figuring out that they've been duped. They were tricked into voting for somebody who is only using them to usurp power. And now they are losing the things in their life. They've lost their families because their families don't want to talk to them. Their farms, in many cases, their homes in some cases. They're out of a job too. They lost those government contracts that they had. So now they are hurting more because prices are going up because of tariffs. I still have that video coming out. And they now don't have a scapegoat because everybody that is in power, making them feel the way that they feel, are the people that they put there. That is why they're angry. Is because they were wrong and they know they were wrong and they don't want to admit that they were wrong. That's the true reason why they're angry. And I'm so here for this.
All I like to say is that white folks are finally getting it. They're getting to understand everything that black people have always tried to talk about, that black people have always tried to warn them about. And we're all seeing this happen. The most interesting thing is the lesson that comes with all these things that are happening. See, Americans are not happy with what Mr. Donald Trump is doing. And this is evident. This is something that everyone can see. Like, people are not happy with what Mr. Donald Trump is doing. But this is the catch. You might realize, even with all these things that are happening right now, when Trump will be running for the president, you'll realize that we will still have some people that will still want to support him. And of course, he's still having supporters. He still have people that supporting and support the cause of everything that he's trying to do. I really don't know if somebody hasn't learned from what Donald Trump and his administration has done to America. The next coming elections, I don't think they'll learn. Because let me say something. You might look at it like, maybe Trump is going to change. No, he's not going to change because that's who he is. Somebody did not lie to you that Trump is going to change because of you. There is nothing like that. That man ain't going to change. He's just being the person he is, and that's what it is for. That's what it is. And that's who he's always been. So there is no way you are going to say that this person is going to change. I don't believe so. Somebody said that I agree wholeheartedly because the fact to the matter is they're hypocrites who learn nothing and think they're entitled to forgiveness, grace, compassion, empathy, and sympathy when they lack all these for others and only care things are affecting them negatively. Well, I don't care. And their selfishness and lack of humanity for others is why I don't care and why I don't forgive them. I don't forgive them because their money, they go back to being comfortable. It is to hell everyone else. And why is they're not worthy for forgiveness? Because they care about no one but themselves. Anything is me, me, me. I'm feeling bad now. So sorry for me. How about no? Okay. I think the emotions that this person is trying to give is so much valid because you can't keep giving people chances, but then they like take the chances that you give them for granted. Feel me? So people only come out to try talking about things when it affects them. But if it was for a good cause, you realize that no one really cares. No one really gave a damn about it. No one really is thinking about it. So when all these things are happening, it leaves like room for a lot of questions. Why is this happening? Right? So these people are only talking about this. They are only spreading their rage. It is because it's affecting them. Ask yourself this question. If it wasn't affecting them, will they still be talking about this? Will they still be having the capabilities of saying everything that they are saying about this? That's just a question. That's just a critical question that you need to think about, because I think people sometimes people become so mean. I mean, white people sometimes become so mean because you learn that probably he's coming just out to talk about this because it's affecting him like negatively. But if it was affecting other people, specifically black people, and it wasn't doing anything bad to him, he would have been silent, because for the longest time, this is what they do. They remain silent, right? Somebody say that the world will never forgive MAGA voters. And the sad part is that all Americans will be labeled the same by the most. This war caused by MAGA means fuel prices have gone up across the Western world. It's not only America who suffer. We will all suffer. And it's true. It's really true. What's really going on right now? Somebody say that right now, American soldiers and the people in that country's people are dying being killed because of a white man old mindset. This is the 21st century, yet racism is still a top priority for a certain people. Trump have no conscience of human life. His belief, he a man think he is royal. That's done the worst atrocities to young girls. He will start a old war to play this distraction of his vile crimes at the expense of the USA welfare. Yet the percentage that vote for him back are responsible. Yeah, they're responsible. They're responsible. They're responsible for it. Then somebody asked this question: is this what you're going to do in time like this? Attack your own people? The ones who voted for Donald Trump because he told them he will get them things done. Even though he lied, ordinary civilians who voted for him because they wanted prices to drop, ordinary civilians who wanted to push back against the message Joe Biden was pushing to calm things down a little, or who just wanted to stop those who are entering the country illegally, the ones who wanted their borders closed and for people to go through the proper process to enter the country, the ones who wanted to stop forever wars. Donald Trump advertised all of this. He said he will do it, even though he lied. You see, all I can say is what you're doing is not going to work, but it seems like you don't want it to work. Actually, it seems like you want to just examine them, kill them for some reason in the first place. But let me tell you, that's not going to fix America. What's going to happen instead? You are going to attack one side, and the other side is going to attack you. And as we know, Donald Trump and his billionaires will just be sitting here watching us two groups of civilians attacking each other, and will continue to do whatever he wants because there is no real action being taken. There is no incentive trying to convince the other side. Let me ask you one question. What is this? What is the purpose of all this? When I go on the internet, I just see people ranting, blaming one side, fighting, cursing. They're all just doing nothing. Just going online and starting to curse and fight and speak gibberish. While a man is still empowered with everything, doing anything he wants, do you think he cares about what you say? He is in power. Why would you care to get him out of power? Have you ever taken instead of going on YouTube and just talking nonsense? Come on, there are at least 1,000 of you doing the same thing, ranting and cursing about this particular man, like I don't know anymore. At this point, I'm getting annoyed because he's just going to keep doing what he wants. You are going to continue to curse, and Trump is going to finish his term because you're not taking any real action. This person continues by saying that, I mean, all those people talking about Donald Trump, maybe they actually loving doing it. Why not? This topic, Donald Trump, is sustaining them and giving them views, which equals money. Maybe that's why I'm seeing so many of them just ranting and complaining and doing nothing about it. No one is saying, that's enough. I want him out, and I'm going to do it. The movement to stop Donald Trump. Yes, there's only one group doing it, but you didn't try to convince the others to join. Even if they didn't want to come, you didn't stick with them. Keep showing them the facts continually until they couldn't put up any more barriers. But to continue to attack the other side, continue to fight, continue to divide America even more and let billionaires fill the void. Continue to make it easy for the billionaires to manipulate the other side and make it even harder. Right now, the other side is full of doubts, which is making them do nothing, just watch. Instead of attacking them, you should be convincing them. You should be trying to talk to them, and don't tell me, oh, all of them are MAGA, oh, and can't be convinced. No, they're not robots. They are human beings. That kind of mindset is quite dangerous. People say they are fascist labels, and then dehumanize them. So what's the point of the reason with them if they're just inhuman monsters? That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Isn't that the Hitler did? Really tell me. Because this person has said really a lot of things, some which make sense, some which I agree with, and some which I don't agree with. But I want to know what your opinion in regards to this. I want to know what you say. I want to know how you think and feel about this, right? So, please let me know. Until then, brothers and sisters, I'm hoping to see you on my next video. But until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.